Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's, and today I tried something a little different. I made a picture out of buttons. So if you want to see how I made this little button bunny, stay tuned. It's coming up next. Okay, I've got one of my old frames that definitely needs repainted. So I'm going to repaint this white. I may give it a pearl finish, I'm not sure. Then I need something for the base. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use fabric or glitter paper. That's still up in the air. Then I printed out a bunny clip art and I blew them up until I liked his size. And I'm going to cut this out so that I just have the silhouette. Then I have some of these googly monster eyes that I got at the Dollar Tree at Halloween time. But I really like the small pink ones. So I'm going to be using one of those. I have pink buttons. And I have bunches of white buttons. And I haven't decided what I'm using for his nose. It's probably going to be a bead, but we will see. So we'll be back after I paint this and decide what I'm going to use for a background and cut this out with my X-Acto knife. Okay, this actually took 2 coats, and I think I'm going to add the pearl finish to it. So that should be good for in 1 coat. In the meantime, I got out a little bead, one of the little eyes, and I cut out the bunny. And we'll be back. Okay, the frame's all dry, and I really like what the pearl finish did for this. So I'm going to set that aside to finish drying. And I think I'm going to use the fabric. Okay, I decided to take the clips out because I figured that they were just going to make indents that I really didn't want. And you can see that this is bowing. But that's kind of normal for cardboard once you get it wet. But it should flatten back out. Notice I said should. Okay, this fabric that I'm using I've had forever and a day. And this is just plain cotton, but it looks like moire. So I'm just going to lay this on and rub it down in. Okay, it's the next morning and it's all dry and it's flattened out, and I'm not real happy about the glue coming through on some of this fabric, but I think I may be able to fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off all the excess fabric and then get started on the bunny. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but what I did was laid this over top, and I just took a pencil and went around, and then I laid this one in and lined this so I know where the inside of the ear should go. Now I'm going to get out some glue, and I think I'm going to use tacky glue for this because hot glue can change colors, sometimes look yellow, and I really don't want this to look yellow at all. So I'll be back. Okay, I got my Aleene's clear gel tacky glue just because I know this is going to stay perfectly clear. And all I'm going to do is start in a little corner start at the ear, and I'm going to put glue in here, and then I'm going to lay buttons. And this is going to be like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm just going to keep putting them on until they're full. There, I've got the first little bit of glue on, and I'm just going to place the buttons in the glue. And I'll be back when I'm done with that. Okay, I got the first layer of buttons on that. And now, because the only pink buttons that I could find that are the right shade of pink, I'm going to put those in next, and then I'm going to come around with more white. And the reason that I'm putting so much glue on here is so that it goes through the holes of the buttons, and it'll anchor it in place. I'm going to fill in the other ear. And keep going. And I'm using more of the solid white that I have, and I'm going to top it off with the pearl buttons for a second layer to give this even more dimension. It actually feels nice getting rid of all these buttons. I mean, I do have a collection of them, and they're not doing me any good just sitting in a box. Okay, I have the first layer on, and yeah, it's looking a little like a bunny, but we got to get a second layer on to give it dimension and to give it a little more character. So the next layer, I'm going to be using the pearlescent buttons. And I know it's a little hard to see with all this bright sunshine. I will not say anything against the bright sunshine, since spring is here. So I'm just going to start adding a little more glue to the top, and I'm going to add the second layer. Okay, I just put a layer of glue on top of all those buttons, and now I'm going to start filling in with these pearlized buttons. And I'm going to go over where there's little spaces just to make it more solid. And I'll put some more of the pink buttons in just to keep the level the same. I'm going to move that up just a little bit and give it a little more dimension. And I'll tell you what, I'm feeling so good right now. I was just outside cutting branches and spray painting them, and oh, spring is here. And it's making me want to craft even more. Okay, I got the second layer of buttons on, and now I'm just going to add a little more glue and put that eye bead, or the googly eye, in, and that little pink bead that I pulled aside for this. Well, there it is so far. And I think he needs a fuzzy tail. So I'm thinking about using this pack that I got at Walmart because it has fuzzy beads in it. And 3 of them I think might work here. I'll have to think about that one. And to cover this part down here, because just a little bit of this is going to show, I found some of my foam stickers that I got at Walmart. And I think I'm going to put Happy Easter on the bottom. And I think that it'll cover it. So I'm playing right now. We'll see. But so far, I love this little bunny. He's so cute. Okay, before I go on with anything else, I'm going to glue this into the frame. And I'm just going to put some of that clear glue all the way around and put this in and let it dry and then get busy playing with the tail and the lettering. I don't know if you can see that, but I put a slight amount of glue in there because I really don't want it to ooze out. I think it's time to go to Goodwill again and start looking for some more wooden frames, since I don't know about your Dollar Tree, but mine only seems to have plastic. And plastic doesn't take paint that well. I mean, you can spray paint it, but... Okay, there it is in its little frame. And I'm going to turn that back over and let it sit for about a half hour for that glue to dry. Okay, I put a few little odds and ends in the corners just to weigh it down. And now it's glued into place. So I'm going to get out some more of that glue, and I'm going to put the 3 I don't even know what you call them. They look like cotton ball beads. And I'm going to let that dry. Well, this whole project is letting stuff dry. Okay, I got all the letters out that I wanted to use. These are foam, so they're harder to work with than regular stickers. But if you take them off and put them aside, you're not in a hurry, you're not pulling, you're not... They just seem to work out better. So I'm going to put these letters on and we're going to see how they look. I decided to put this on the Happy where I wanted it, and the Easter I'm starting at the end so that it's spaced the same amount on the side. And because these are foam, they have a tendency to want to wiggle. So I got them on here the way I want them, and I kept playing with them until I got them straight, and then I'm just pushing down. And there's my button bunny. This cracks me up, and I can't even tell you why. So if you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.